Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to the wonderful world of HitTheBid.com. I am your host, The Crawlster. Now you might be asking yourself, what is this all about? How can I make money from some lunatic on the internet who finds it amusing to show his distress and despair and his utter folly in the world of stock market trading? How can this man help me? Think about it. Well, if you're new to the program, I ask you to always go to the website. It's hitthebid.com. There's a free chat room. And as of late, I've been telling you this secret hideout where to watch me live all day trading so you can see the magic that I possess. In person, Malice from the chat room, who I've invited down to our New York office here to see me in the flesh, to see how it happens every single day, everything I tell people to do, and everything I do for myself. What goes on is just unheard of. Now, we've talked about me building a new website, not having any money, wanting to make a community of all traders. And luckily enough, I have a friend who has a website where we're able to stream live, and you're not going to be able to find out where that is unless you come to hitthebid.com and get the link. Now, what I want to talk to you about right now is the 20 or so people that were watching me live yesterday. What happened? What happened? Well, let's talk about what's gone over the last 2 weeks when I decided to start selling out of all my stocks and started selling puts instead, hoping for the market to pull back. Let's just talk about this young man, Steve, I believe his name was. Steve came to the chat room and said, "Krull, could you help me? I'm a 22-year-old new investor to the game, thinking about quitting my job and becoming a trader. Right now, I consider myself more of a long-term investor. I own Walmart and Pfizer, and I believe he owns some Bristol Myers." And I said, "You're an old man already, my 22-year-old friend. Do not look for stocks that are going to be sitting around," because he had a time frame. These were investments. He said, "I plan on holding them 3 to 5 years." And I suggested, why not buy some stocks where you could probably double your money in that time, or at least make 20% or 30% over the next year or so. And I handed him Joy G. I said, Joy Global will probably break 25 and beat 30 before you know it. Same thing with US Steel. Running through a consolidation channel. You might want to look at that stock for a breakout, get over the $30 hump. Then I told him if you want something cheap, you might look at this coal stock, PCX, which is finally looking like it might want to break out and get back into the double digits. Stocks have only up 100% since I told him about that. And of course, there was the dry ships, a stock that we all have come to know and love. A fake company, we don't really know what's going on behind the scenes, but the stock's moving, that's all we care about. I told you to be gapping up to $10 today, thank you very much. And I sacrificed my position by selling puts on and selling out of my common, another typical mistake in my world. The way I live my life right now is I need some money. So every time I see the money, I take the money, not looking and not appreciating the fact that it's been 15 years now that every time I sell something, it goes up. So what I'm attempting to do now is having somebody sit next to me and I'll tell them what to do. But even yesterday with the Chesapeake, I said, here I am getting it at $21.99. If it breaks 22, it'll probably go to at least 22 and a quarter in a heartbeat. I offered it out, just took my $100, let the chat room people make money, and then people made money. Now, it's not all fun and games. I did also suggest that you buy the 22 and a half calls at $1 and maybe the 21 puts for 50 cents to try to play the earnings call. But in the same breath, I also said that buying the options before the earnings is basically a waste of time and a waste of money lately because there's so much action going on in the market right now. You don't need to gamble on what this stock's going to do on an earnings report. So I also suggested if you bought them at $1, they were trading at $1.25 bid. That's not bad for a day's pay. 25 cents on $1, do the math. That's pretty good. You're not going to make that in a bank in 10 years. And I suggest maybe you should take some off the table. Also, I suggested that you buy the stock at $21.99. I said, now that I sold out of it, it'll probably have a nice run to the close into those earnings reports and probably see 23. We almost made it there. It was $22.85. So I did suggest that you might take some profits. Remember, I wasn't in the stock anymore, so when I say something, it's generally a good idea. Isn't that fantastic how that works? If I'm not in a position, I could just tell you exactly where it's going to go. Now I'm beside myself with grief and just trying to hold back the rage right now because there was not many stocks on my list that I thought was worth buying. There was PCX and Joy G and US Steel. And because of the cheap bastard that I am, trying to get an extra dime, because I finally decided, here's where I'm going to start stepping up. I'm not missing out on this stock breaking out. I'm buying 100 calls at 25 bucks for 75 cents. They were trading 85 by 75. I sat on the bid, didn't get hit. Then the stock started to come back. Greed took over. I said, I could probably buy them at 65. Let me lower my bid to 65. Never got the print. The next day the stock gapped up $1.50 and basically went up 5 points over the next basically 40 hours. And I missed it. Same thing with US Steel and the PCX and the dry ships. So what I've been suggesting to you right now is you come to the chat room. Now, if you were lucky enough yesterday to be a part of the live broadcast, I went 9 for 9. Now, there's no denying it. If you're in the chat room, please spread the word for everybody that's in the text chat room today, because I don't know exactly what time I'm going to go live today. But tell them what you witnessed. Last week we tried something live. I did one trade live. It worked out. Yesterday, what did we have? I said you might want to take a look at the CYOU, which came out with earnings. And it's looking like it's getting weak. You might want to short some at 35.50. Boom, immediately 34.50. I said, you know what? It's still looking weak. If this 34.50 loses that bid, it's probably going to go to 32.50. And what did you know? It went to 32.50. So that's a 2-point trade. Let's not even talk about telling you to get long the FSLR at 181 when it went positive in the beginning of the day, which was a 12-point trade. But I know that's not a stock that everybody trades. So let's talk about the dry ships. I was telling you to be in that stock all day because it's probably going to go to 10 by the end of the week. I underestimated it, of course. It's $10 right now. Then, of course, we had some of these China plays, the solar plays, and I was getting in and getting out, taking my nickels and dimes. You know what I was talking about. CPSL, CHNR, and then there was the CSIQ. I said, yeah, I know it's up 15 or 18% already, but if it breaks 850, it'll probably want to go to 9. Lo and behold, I got in at 850, offered out at 865, went to about 898, and then I think it actually hit 905. So the bottom line is I went 9 for 9 with the entries. Each time I got you into a stock, you had the ability to decide for yourself how much money you wanted to make. You could have made a nickel, a dime, sometimes 13 points. So the bottom line is you gotta hang out here. You gotta tell your friends. Because right now, we're still building this office. I finally got some new computers in today, and I'm gonna start building that up. Of course, there'll probably be something wrong with my computer. We got the hard drive to work for a moment yesterday. It kind of teased me like this market. I got blue balls. I got hard drive blue balls yesterday. It appeared on my screen. I was like, oh, there it is. And then it just crashed again. So I don't know what I'm going to have to do with that. And this whole market basically has been stock market trading blue balls for me. I'm right there. I'm about to make a lot of money, about to shoot my load and finally cash in on a $50,000 day or a $100,000 day. And when I'm talking about $50,000 days, that's awesome. I don't know if you've ever made $50,000 in a day, but let me tell you, forget Cialis and forget Propecia and whatever other drug you use to feel good about yourself and grow some hair and get a heart on. Let me tell you, you make $50,000 in another day, your baldness and your lack of ability to get an erection in a key moment in your life won't matter as much to you if you're sitting on 50 large in a day. And that's what you could have made if you would have bought those 100 calls in the Joy G or the 100 calls when I was telling you to get in on that dip hard. Joey dip hard knows about X. That's all he does. I'm buying Joey. I'm buying fucking X over here on the dip. But of course, I wanted to buy it at 25. I wanted to buy the $25 calls again on the X, and I didn't get my print. And then it gapped up the next day, leaving me alone with swollen nuts. And that's my message today. If you have an idea, go for it. Because right now, like I've been saying since February 27th, it's a good time to be buying stocks. Maybe we'll pull back today. Ooh, maybe. Ooh, bank stress test. Ooh, the unemployment's coming out. Ooh, are you scared? Are you scared? Do you ever hear the theory about when there's a bull market, nothing matters? That's what's happening right now. Bad news, good news doesn't matter. They try to throw pig swine in our face to make the market go down. Doesn't matter. Bull market. Stomp, stomp, rough, rough. Bye-bye.